Okay, let's unpack this a bit.
Yeah.
You ever get that feeling, looking at your plate, that little prickle of worry?
About what's actually in the food, you mean?
Exactly. Maybe it's salmonella.
Or you hear about agrochemicals, pesticides.
Right, or those, genetically modified ingredients sometimes. These are real concerns for lots of us.
They definitely are. But then you often hear the experts, scientists,
Mm.
maybe food producers,
Yeah.
they tend to describe these worries as, well, excessive or unwarranted.
And that gap, that's what we're digging into.
That's the expert-lay discrepancy, yeah.
Mm.
How we assess food risks differently. And for ages, the thinking was pretty simple. It was this knowledge deficit model,
Knowledge deficit, meaning?
meaning the assumption was if you're worried, it's just because you don't have the scientific facts.
Okay. So the solution was just tell people more stuff, educate them.
Pretty much. Just give them the facts and they'll get it.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
But our deep dive today is really about why that's, well, way too simple, and what's really shaping how we feel about the food we eat.
And this is where it gets really interesting. It turns out it's not just about what you know.
Oh, okay.
It's deeply tied to what you feel and what you value.
So less about facts, more about values.
Precisely. Recent research makes it clear. Lay risk assessments, everyday people's assessments,
Yeah.
they're complex, they're sensitive to the situation, they express personal value systems.
It's not about being wrong if you're worried.
Not necessarily. It's more like approaching risk from a different angle than the purely technical one.
How so?
Well, people see risks in multiple dimensions. It's not just a probability number.
Uh-huh.
Think about factors like dread. How scary does it feel?
Right, not just how likely it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or catastrophic potential. Could it cause huge, irreversible harm? And a big one, controllability. Do you feel like you have any control over exposure to it?
That makes a lot of sense. And the research points to something surprising too, right?
Yeah.
About natural versus unnatural.
Yes. That's fascinating. Hazards that feel unnatural or man-made.
Like pesticides, maybe?
Yeah. Or GMOs, perhaps.
Yeah.
They tend to be seen as much more severe than natural risks.
Even if the actual, quantitative risk is the same?
Even then, a fear of pesticides might easily outweigh fear of a naturally occurring toxin, even if the danger level is comparable on paper.
Wow.
And we also do this thing called optimistic bias.
Optimistic bias. Sounds optimistic.
It means we tend to think our personal risk is lower than average,
Yeah.
especially for things we feel we control.
Like lifestyle choices.
Go.
So I might worry about some additive I can't control, but then think I'll be fine having that extra donut because, I chose it.
We all kind of do that. It shows how deep these biases run.
Okay.
And the bottom line is, trying to change public attitudes just by throwing technical risk numbers at people,
Probably not to work.
very unlikely to succeed on its own. Which brings us straight to trust.
Trust. The big one.
Crucial. You know the saying,
Yeah.
if you don't trust the messenger.
You won't trust the message.
Yeah. Trustworthiness is absolutely paramount if you want any lasting change in attitude.
That BSE crisis in Europe, mad cow disease, that seems like a huge example.
A textbook case. I remember the panic.
The experts initially said things were okay, right? Assurances were given.
They were.
Yeah.
And then those assurances were proven wrong. Public trust just plummeted.
And it wasn't just about missing information then, was it?
No. The distrust was linked to feeling deliberately misled, or at least to a track record of the experts getting it wrong.
Really shows how fragile that trust can be.
Absolutely. And what's really interesting here is our bias towards negative information.
We pay more attention to bad news.
Generally, yes, about hazards and messages saying no risk. They aren't always reassuring.
Really?
How so? Sometimes, paradoxically, admitting to minor risks can actually come across as more credible, more honest, maybe.
Huh. That's counterintuitive.
It is, and it points to something vital. Risk communication has to be a genuinely two-way process.
So not just experts telling us stuff.
Exactly. Less we know best, more let's talk. Because people's concerns about food, they often go way beyond just human health risks.
Right. You hear about environmental impacts?
Environmental impacts, animal welfare,
Future generations, even.
all of that. It's part of that broader value system we talked about. The one technical estimates often miss.
So trust isn't built just by giving out more leaflets or fact sheets.
Definitely not. It's built when institutions actually become socially responsive.
Meaning they listen and show they understand those broader concerns.
Precisely. Understand, respect, and maybe even adapt based on those values.
Okay. So, thinking about all this, what does it mean for you listening?
Hmm.
We've seen that how we feel about food risks is about so much more than just information gaps.
It's about values, complex perceptions.
And critically, about trust, which raises a question, doesn't it?
It does.
What stands out to you about how you process this kind of information, especially for things you value, like your food?
And if trust isn't built by just more data, but by trustworthiness and being socially responsive.
Yeah, what does that mean for how any institution should communicate? Governments, tech companies, anyone dealing with complex issues.
Thinking about that might just change how you look at the news, maybe even the world.